Come on in, sit back and relax. You're listening to episode 245 of the WealthTech Today podcast. I'm your host, Craig Iskowitz, founder of Ezra Group Consulting. And this podcast is all about the news, information, and updates around wealth management technology. And this is our June news roundup. We've got a lot of stories to cover, so I'm just going to dive right in. I happen to be on the road recording this from Chicago, one of my favorite cities, at the Morningstar Conference, coincidentally. And our first story is about Morningstar. I'll do some coverage of the conference later once we get the conference finished. It's a great event. I go every year. I'd highly advise it if you are a Morningstar client or even just interested in what Morningstar is doing. They're in Chicago. It's in Chicago every year. And this year it is at the Navy Pier, a beautiful location. I posted some pictures on Twitter and Instagram if you want to check those out. But our first story about Morningstar is selling their TAMP assets to AssetMark. AssetMark to acquire $12 billion in assets from Morningstar Wealth. This is from wealthmanagement.com. AssetMark is acquiring $12 billion in assets by taking over the Morningstar Wealth turnkey asset management platform, the company's announced last Thursday. Now, Morningstar Wealth will join the AssetMark platform as a third-party strategist, providing advisors with model portfolios and separately managed accounts managed by Morningstar. Now, after the transaction closes later this year, Morningstar Wealth will sunset its U.S. TAMP. Also, according to the article, in the months following the deal's close, Morningstar Wealth's TAMP clients will have their accounts transferred to AssetMark's platform. The account migration is expected not to require additional new client paperwork, and client performance histories will be maintained, again, according to wealthmanagement.com. I had been interviewed by a couple of other outlets, and I predicted that this would be the case. I was asked, well, will they be transferring the assets? And my answer was, of course. You don't make this acquisition. You don't acquire assets from another vendor and then keep the assets on the other vendor's platform. It just doesn't work that way. That's not how you get scale. That's not how you keep clients happy when you acquire them. They need to move over. So all these assets go over to the AssetMark platform and away from the Morningstar TAMP platform, so they can then shut it down. Now, AssetMark, founded in 1996, employs over 1,000 people and manages $117 billion in TAMP assets. That's across 9,300 advisors, according to the company. Now, Morningstar has always been, at least since they started their TAMP, shortly afterwards, they kind of catapulted into the top 10, and they've been in the top 10 for a number of years around TAMP. So it was a bit of a surprise that they decided to exit the business, but it just seems that Morningstar is a very well-run company, and clearly there was a decision made that the TAMP business just wasn't growing as fast as they wanted it to, and they had to either put more money into it or cut it loose. They decided to cut it loose and make a deal, which benefits really both parties. But as I mentioned, Morningstar is a very well-run company. Their revenue hit $2 billion last year. Actually $2 billion at the end of last year. So their full year 2023 financial highlights include $2 billion in revenue, which is up 9% from 2022. Operating income is good, up 37% to $230 million. Cash, so plenty of cash, increased 6% to $300 million. They've got if you don't realize how many different businesses, services, license-based revenue sources, software that Morningstar has. Just a quick run view. They have in license-based revenue, PitchBook, which is like a CB Insights private company data source, $130 million in revenue. Morningstar Data, managed investment data, fund data sold to asset and wealth managers, $73 million. Morningstar DBRS, which is their credit rating service, $60 million. Morningstar Direct, investment advice, investment data analytics, $52 million. Their investment management business, $32 million. There's the Sustainalytics ESG data, $30 million. Now, that doesn't include all their software, which they didn't break everything up, but they have Morningstar Advisor Workstation, one of the most highly used applications in our industry. Over 100,000 advisors, they claim, have a license to Morningstar Advisor Workstation, $25 million in revenue. They also own Buy All Accounts, which they acquired a long time ago, about 23 million, if I understand correctly. That was a steal. And of course, they own Morningstar Office, which has always done well with advisors in the all-in-one portfolio management category. According to T3, they've got about 6% market share, but according to Keatsis, which is only independent advisors, it's 2.2%. And then, of course, the company website, Morningstar.com, has over 116,000 premium fee-paying subscribers. So, company multifaceted, lots of different revenue sources, great brand name. Why make this deal now? Because it just made sense, and it's a win-win for both sides. AssetMark gains $12 billion in assets. They continue to grow by leaps and bounds, and Morningstar now can shut down the temp business, reduce those costs. Unfortunately, some people have to get laid off, but that's just the nature of business, and then become more of a pure asset manager. Also, a couple people had noticed, had commented. One was my friend Andy Bashir in RIA Biz made a comment that by getting out of the TAMP business, it makes it easier for them to do business with other TAMPs, right? So, in Morningstar or other Envestnet, Orion, and other firms that were technically competing with Morningstar now don't have that competitive nature anymore. So might make them more open to uh, distributing Morningstar's models and SMAs on their platforms. Now, Morningstar had just launched this RIA bundle technology in 2022, which was combining the TAMP with Morningstar Office, buy all accounts, investment management, and other technologies in a sort of a wallet share play where they're going to be cross-selling between Morningstar Office clients and other clients, and better integrating their TAMP into those technologies, which kind of goes along with how other vendors are looking at the market as well, such as Envestnet, which has their TAMP integrated, has been integrating their TAMP for many, many years. Orion, which bought Brinker and FTJ Fund Choice to become a TAMP and has been integrating that as well into their platform. Fidelity Investments has FMAX, which runs on Envestnet. So that's their sort of TAMP play. And BNY Mellon Pershing has Pershing Wove, which just at the recent Insight Conference announced a TAMP offering powered by Dreyfus. So it made sense for Morningstar to offer this, but now they're backing out of the market. So now this is one less vendor around. Well, I had posted on LinkedIn when this came out last week that one possible loser in this win-win scenario will be SmartX. And SmartX announced with great fanfare in 2022 that they were taking a $30 million investment from Morningstar, and then then SmartX was going to become Morningstar's core back end for their TAMP. And they were displacing InvestCloud's APL platform, which ran Morningstar's TAMP since they started it. So they were pulling that out and putting in SmartX. So that was big news at the time. But now that they are selling that business to AssetMark, that 12 billion will 99% likely come off of SmartX and go on to AssetMark's platform, which coincidentally, behind the scenes, is run on the APL platform. So all good, things go around and come around in this business. You never know how it's going to work. So what's good news for one vendor, bad news for another. And from what I heard, there wasn't any issues with SmartX. SmartX has great technology. It was just a business decision that the platform just wasn't growing fast enough strategically compared to the rest of Morningstar's businesses, which were doing very well. And there was also a comment in an article about, I don't have the exact article here, but the someone from Morningstar mentioned that the cost cutting that they will receive from shutting down the TAMP will more than make up for the revenue that they're losing by shutting down the TAMP, which basically means that the TAMP's been losing money for a while. So that's sort of a backhanded way to get that information. I can't remember what article that was in. I have to go look that up, but that was definitely out there. So that's the way things go, it's a trend in the industry that the bigger keep getting bigger, and consolidation is the key, and scale is the way you make business in the TAMP business. Next up, FactSet invests $12.5 million in A-Identified. This article is also wealthmanagement.com. FactSet, a global data and technology provider to the financial services industry, has invested $12.5 million in the prospecting and relationship intelligence platform A-Identified. A-Identified provides tools to identify, qualify, and convert new client relationships and works with financial advisors, marketing teams, and other sales professionals across many industry verticals. According to the firm, more than 80% of their business is in the financial services sector, though they don't say how much of the business is financial advisors. However, we've been seeing a lot of these prospecting firms cropping up lately. As you know, I work on the Advisor Tech Map with Michael Keatsis, which you can find on keatsis.com every month. And we created a new category a few months ago in the business development section called prospecting, because we were just seeing more and more of these companies. I think we had them under digital marketing, and we realized that they were less digital marketing and more prospecting. So we created this new category. 2, 4, 6, 8. There's now 8 vendors in the prospecting category, including A-Identified. There's also firms that do very similar things as A-Identified. So some of the things that they do is knowing when money in motion opportunity is occurring, and then being able to connect the advisor with the people who are getting the money. There's a number of other firms called, such as Wealth Feed, Wealth Hawk, Finny, Cashmere AI, all do similar types of things where they believe they can identify these money in motion events and then connect the advisor with those clients and give them enough contextual information to help them make a connection with the clients. So see, wealthmanagement.com first wrote about A-Identified in 2021 and how it uses AI-identified technology to discover and analyze prospecting networks by aggregating data on individual and household level career moves, wealth events, think about executive level promotions, publicly filed stock option awards, etc., wealth scores, household income, personal interests, and hundreds of additional data points. So the issue I have with these is not that there's a problem with doing something like this, but if these companies are really delivering better results, and the ones I've spoken to all claim that they are delivering better results, and that advisors who are using their technology are closing more deals, are bringing on more clients. So these types of, and then we've seen in just the past 6 months, this category go from 0 to 8, and I'm sure that more vendors will be coming in down the pipe. Me and Michael and I we did 10 to 20 new products every month. So I'm sure there's going to be more of these prospecting tools. Is that how many of them can be supported, and how many, how long will it be before people who are coming into money are just overwhelmed with AI generated messaging, email from advisors, insurance agents, and other people who are using these AI prospecting tools that just make it so easy to shoot off hundreds or thousands of emails or messages to people, because it doesn't require any human interaction to figure out who you should be talking to. I feel anyone who comes into any money, gets a stock option award, sells their company, is just going to get slammed with messages, emails from every possible category of company, lawyers, house sales, car sales, everybody who knows that there's money around. So while these products seem great at the time, seem great now, it just seems to me that it's going to be flooded soon, because it's so easy to launch these. It doesn't take a lot of effort to plug in, to start saying, hey, I want to start pushing out messages to people in these different categories. But FactSet seem to think that they've got something in A-Identified. And let's see, the company's machine learning technology has mapped more than 16 billion first degree connections and 800 billion second degree connections across 200 million consumers and 100 million professional US data profiles. So that's quite a lot of data. And now, of course, this is machine learning. Now, machine learning is a subset of AI. And what it does is takes in tremendous amounts of data, as we just talked about, and looks for patterns. So it finds patterns and it starts to learn. These patterns mean X, these patterns mean Y. This pattern means that there's someone who's coming into money, and hopefully these machine learning tools are also seeing how often advisors are closing deals if they can get the loop from beginning to end and see, yes, we gave these advisors these leads and they closed 18% of them, or whatever that number happens to be. And here's the characteristics of those advisors, the characteristics of those prospective clients that matched up. Here's where we did a good job matching, and here's where we did a bad job matching. And the machine learning algorithms should learn and constantly be improving their targeting, their recommendations. Again, I'm just speculating. I don't have that specific information about how these products work, but from my computer science background, that's the way I would imagine. And from the companies I'm on the boards of that are doing machine learning, those are the kind of things we're trying to do. So I would expect these firms to keep getting better and better, and people to keep getting slammed with more and more emails. But of course, FactSet does have a unique data set, including SEC filings, data on options exercises, supply chain data, M&A, ownership data from private companies. So that could further enrich identified matching abilities. As Greg King from FactSet said here in this article, this is a great opportunity for us to take all of our public and private data analytics and layer it into the relationship data and give real efficiency to financial advisors. Moving right along in the news. Next up is the next is Advisor Engine deepens integrations with Charles Schwab. So this is from my good friend Joel Bruckenstein at Technology Tools for Today. We have a collaboration between Advisor Engine and Charles Schwab. So Advisor Engine is a wealth management platform that provides a suite of technology-based services that empowers advisor firms to grow and deliver at scale. Now, Advisor Engine, of course, started out as a digital account opening platform, and over the years has expanded their platform to include CRM. They acquired, we used to be Juncture, is now called Advisor Engine CRM, nicely integrated to their platform. They've got portfolio management, rebalancing, trading, performance reporting, the whole new account opening and onboarding, so the whole end-to-end platform now. And they've always worked with Schwab, but now they've deepened their integrations with Schwab, and that includes end-to-end account opening. Now, I had started doing some research on this last year, right after last year's Pershing conference in 2023, because I was getting some weird messages from people about account opening and how difficult it was. And what I realized was that there's really no vendors out there that offer end-to-end account opening at either Schwab or Fidelity. You start the account opening process in your application, whatever it may be, Tamarack, Orion, Advisor Engine, Black Diamond, whatever. And then when you get to a certain point, you've got to switch, the advisor has to switch over to Schwab or Fidelity's website to complete the account opening. And that seems strange to me. Why do you have to do that? Why isn't it all the way straight through? And no one really could give me a straight answer. Of course, nobody wants to rock the boat. Schwab and Fidelity hold a lot of weight and power in the industry, and nobody wants to make waves. But still, I was curious why we're doing that. And this announcement from Advisor Engine makes them one of the few vendors that can do a complete end-to-end seamless integrated account opening just through their platform, opening up in Schwab without requiring the advisor or the ops team to task switch over to Schwab's website to finish the account opening. So the list of key advantages in this integration: custodian connectivity, digital onboarding enhancements. So um, this is allows them to complete these tasks inside of Advisor Engine, including accessing Schwab's enhanced digital client onboarding, a wide range of account types, including trusts, IRAs, rollover IRAs, Roth IRAs, individual and joint accounts. And that's also important, being able to support all account types. Here's an interesting thing that I just noticed in this article, integration with iRebal. So Advisor Engine now integrates with iRebal. I don't know anyone else who's doing that, that allows them to send um, tax-aware household level rebalancing, dynamic tax loss harvesting, and extensive cash management over to iRebal from Advisor Engine. And this syncing from Advisor Engine runs in the background in changes that are visible in iRebal. So that's a pretty interesting connection for clients that are still using iRebal. Although, of course, that only runs on Schwab for Schwab assets. iRebal came over to Schwab from the TD Ameritrade acquisition. Some other advantages in this partnership include optimized account administration. Advisor Engine is able to provide efficiency and scale for client onboarding with a single digital envelope that includes all the Schwab forms and advisory firm forms for digital signature via DocuSign, and also integration with Schwab's Advisor Center. So very interesting, great news for any RIAs or advisory firms that have Schwab business and also want a seamless end-to-end experience for account opening. And so we got, wait, I mentioned that. What did I mention? According to Advisor Engine, their website, Advisor Engine is the first company to complete an integration with Schwab's new with iRebal on the Schwab platform. So I guess they now call it Schwab iRebal. So they claim that they are the first ones to do that. Yeah, so I see this as pretty big news. I was going through my notes from when I was doing the research last year, and I think this is a pretty big deal for Advisor Engine to be able to get this capability. In iRebal, that connection, they're still a pretty big player in the industry. According to the Keats's 2023 Advisor Tech survey, iRebal has 11% market share, just behind Tamarack at 12%. So still a lot of independent RIAs are using iRebal. So now they have the option to also use Advisor Engine. Good news.
Let's take a break from this interview to talk about the Invest in Others charitable foundation. Does your firm give back to the community in a meaningful way? If it does, you should apply to the Invest in Others Charitable Champions List. What is this Charitable Champions List? It recognizes financial advisory firms that give back to their communities by promoting a culture of philanthropy amongst their financial advisors and employees. Now, not only is this a chance to share the impact that your firm has had on the community, but it also recognizes, if it's recognized by the Invest in Others Foundation, it can bring credibility to these philanthropic programs that you're running through peer recognition, improved employee morale, and also it can serve as a talking point with clients and prospective new hires. So if you want to learn more about the Invest in Others Charitable Champions List, go to the website investinothers.org. And remember, the deadline for applying is July 12th. So between now and July 12th, go to investinothers.org and apply for your firm to be recognized as a charitable champion.
All right, here we go. Asset Map teams up with tax planning tech firm Holistiplan. This is from Investment News. Leo Alamzora is the reporter on this story. Global fintech provider Asset Map is helping its U.S. advisors incorporate more tax planning into their client conversations through a new integration with Holistiplan. And we love integrations. Any integration story is going to get play on the news here at Ezra Group. The partnership aims to create a seamless experience that combines Asset Map's financial planning capabilities with Holistiplan's tax planning software. So we like both these applications. Asset Map for financial planning into visualizations. No one else really can do. They've really led the way, and a lot of firms are now copying them. with these one-page financial plans. I know Right Capital, Money, eMoney, Money Guide have all done similar one-page plans, but they really don't stack up to the depth and breadth of the visualization capabilities of AssetMap. And these two applications are very complementary, AssetMap and Holistoplan. Holistoplan being tax management tool using natural language processing that can take in a PDF file of a client's 1040 and then give a report on a whole bunch of advice, recommendations, tax recommendations that a CPA would normally provide, but instead the software provides it. So onto this collaboration, users of both platforms will benefit from a single sign-on, which is helpful, allowing AssetMap users to directly import client data from Holistoplan. What's great about this? Pulling in the data from Holistoplan, you've got all that tax information, everything off the 1040. So you're going to have a lot of data about their holdings, their income, their liabilities, everything you're reporting to the IRS is going to be able to be sucked into AssetMap. And that shows you everything on that one page, beautiful plan. Rather than having to enter that data, it'll just suck it in from Holistoplan. It includes taxable income, filing status, marginal tax rates for a given individual or household. So that's going to be really helpful for advisors, save a lot of time when wanting to build the AssetMap plan for clients. So with the updated platform, users also gain the ability to establish a direct link between AssetMap and the tax analysis results for one or more Holistoplan members. This integration partnership also lets users sync data between the two for records that are linked between both platforms. So that's cool. So if the advisor if the client maybe changes their address, maybe if they get married, I guess, that data should synchronize between Holistoplan and AssetMap. Sounds pretty cool. There's also some cross-selling opportunities here between the different user bases of both AssetMap and Holistoplan. Now, AssetMap, according to the T3 survey, has about a 4.3% market share with an excellent satisfaction rating of 7.7. In the Keatsis independent RIA survey, AssetMap sits at about 2.2, but with also an excellent satisfaction rating of 7.6. Now, of course, Holistoplan is the unparalleled king of market share in these surveys. They pretty much created the tax management category. They now control 40% of that market, according to the Keatsis survey. So I think there's definitely some cross-selling opportunities here, but it might be more on the AssetMap side, moving over to Holistoplan clients and Holistoplan going to AssetMap, but you should get both because there's definitely benefits for these firms to have these integrations. AssetMap has become so popular with advisors. There's even articles. There's one on FMG's website called "The 5 Best Advisor Sites That Include AssetMap." And when you go look at that article, it shows you that a number of advisory firms include an AssetMap, a picture of a sample AssetMap one-page visualization on their website. So it's so powerful that they believe it will help prospective clients who are interested in finding a new advisor to come and work with them. Also, just wrapping up, AssetMap has been nominated as a finalist in 4 categories of the Wealthies, which is the wealthmanagement.com awards, which are going off in September. So I don't have the date. Check over wealthmanagement.com. But congrats to AssetMap for being nominated in 4 different wealthy categories. Here we go. We're in the home stretch of the news. Back to down to my favorite part. It is the updates to the WealthTech map and the integration scores. As you all know, well aware, I partner with Michael Keatsis on the WealthTech map, which you can find on keatsis.com. And every month, Michael and I get together, and we are overwhelmed by the number of new vendors every month that want to get onto the map. And it's our job to guard the map with our lives and make sure only the best applications get on the map. Of course, only the applications that are actually applications. There are some vendors that have software, but it's not really software they're selling. It's software that is being used to promote other services or other things. So it's not really software that advisors would buy, which is a requirement for being on the map. It must be software that someone can buy. So there's a number of vendors that were added this month. Let's see, one, two, three, four, five, six. So six new applications will be on the July Advisor Tech map. First one up is feathery.io. That's pronounced spelled feathery, like a feather with a Y at the end. Whoops, bring this up. And they are going in the digital onboarding category. Yep. And so they believe that advisors are struggling with collecting high quality data from clients and they need to reduce NIGOs, and there's a lot of manual effort. Of course, there's a number of applications in the digital onboarding space. If you check out the map, you will see that we've got plenty of applications in digital onboarding. It's in the green section under investment management at the bottom. Three, let's see, two, four, six, eight, 10. So there's 10 applications in that category. And that's just the ones that are only digital onboarding. Of course, many other products and platforms have digital onboarding built in to their platforms. But in the categories, of course, we only show the products that are purely delivering those capabilities. So now we've got this new vendor coming on called feathery.io, and you can check them out. Number two, Strad, STRAD.com. So Strad.com is a client portal. Now, they pitch themselves as a virtual family office platform, providing secure, subscription-based, multi-professional platform to serve the mass affluent with private family office services. So they combine a CRM, intra-office productivity tools, portfolio management, account aggregation, document storage, lots and lots of stuff. So you can check them out at strad.com. All right, next up is Greenboard. Green, just like it sounds, green, like the color green, and board like a board game, Greenboard. And they are a compliance tool for communications. So they handle marketing compliance, communication compliance, and a lot of different compliance solutions rolled into one. They, of course, claim that they've got AI that they're using to identify compliance risk and help improve compliance, delivery of compliance, and reducing errors. So this to us at Ezra Group here, we see compliance as being one of the categories where AI is really going to have a great impact very quickly, because a lot of compliance is just evaluating data and cramming through, many data points and looking for outliers, which normally is done through manual efforts or through human review. Now with an AI, they can start highlighting these and at least catching 80% of these compliance issues, and then narrowing the 20% down that they can't figure out, handing that over to a human who has to evaluate. But that still greatly reduces the workload on the compliance team if the AI can do 80%. And it's going to keep getting better. As we were talking earlier about machine learning, these AI tools learn as they go, as they get more data, as they're corrected to say, hey, you missed this. This is a compliance issue. You need to catch this particular situation, whether it's employee compliance, pre-clearance, front running, or other types of issues. The AIs are going to get better and better at catching these, whether it's communications, texting, emails. They're going to get better at this. So you can check out Greenboard at greenboard.com. And another application rolls in the meeting support category to join the ever-growing group of vendors in this category, which had almost nobody 2 years ago, and is overflowing. How many vendors are in the meeting support? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, or 11. We have 11 products now in client meeting support. The new product being added in the July map is called Zeppelin. Oh man, if you're going to spell your company name, make it something we can spell. Zeplyn, Zeppelin, or Zeppelin. And of course, .ai. Man, .ai is everywhere now. Everyone's .ai. AI Copilot for financial advisors, secure AI for advisory firms to automate advisor workflows, boost client engagement, accelerate organic growth. You know, I know Michael agrees with me on this one. If you've got a product that's going to do something for me, no matter what it is, whether it's prospecting, meeting support, um, digital marketing, I don't really care that it's AI. I just want to know that it does a good job. If your software does a good job, it doesn't matter the technology underneath it, how that works for me. I mean, I'm a computer science. I've got a degree in computer science. I'm interested, but if I'm an advisor, I really don't care. If these AI dot AIs and we're doing AI this, AI that, that's just purely marketing. It doesn't mean your product's any better because it's got AI. In fact, it could be worse. So I want to see, show me the results that the way you're delivering this product is doing it better than your competitors. I don't really care that it's AI powered because I just want to see the results. And now that's the end of my soapbox. All right, Zeppelin.ai now in the meeting support category. All right, who's up next here? The next application being added to the map is Up Content. UP content in the digital marketing category. Curate your credibility. Again, more AI powered solutions to tailor content to the unique needs of your organization, its representatives, its audience. It's an essential element of marketing. Up content, highest rated content curation software. So what these guys do is scour the web, look for content for you, high quality third party content, and organize it onto a dashboard that you can then plug into different marketing tools. So why not? Everyone needs content, and if it's already out there, why not find it? Of course, with generative AI tools, you can always write it on the fly if you like. But if it's already out there and it's already working well, why not repurpose it and use it, assuming you can get a license to use that content. So that's upcontent.com is in the digital marketing category. And finally, the sixth application that is being added to the Keatsis Ezra Group Advisor Tech Map is called Brightwave. Good name, easy to spell. Brightwave.io, but it's a confusing domain name, not .com, brightwave.io. And this is an AI research assistant for financial professionals. Can't talk, for financial professionals in the investment data analytics category. Another vendor, we've got AI and we're using it for investment data analytics. And investment data analytics is the most crowded category on the map. There are 47 applications for investment data analytics. Do we need another one? Brightwave.io thinks that we do. Whether they will succeed or not, we do not know. Whether their AI is going to make them better, stronger, faster at delivering investment data analytics, we do not know. They claim to be an award finalist at the Wealth Management Industry Awards at the Wealthies. All right, so they're doing something right, and they received $6 million in seed round in June of this year, which is now this month. All right, so maybe they've got something going here. Check them out at brightwave.io. Moving on to the integration scores, you can check out at ezragroup.com anytime you like. Any of the integration scores, all these applications, it'll take us, I think, about 2 weeks from the time we get them from the map team over keatsis.com over to ezragroup.com. And then we check out each vendor's application and give them an integration score. So you'll be able to see the scores at ezragroup.com, go into the What We Do tab and click on WealthTech Integration Scores. You can look at the scores by category or by individual vendor. And if you are an application vendor provider in our space and you have a score of 6 or above, call Ezra Group, use the Contact Us form, and tell us you want to get into the WealthTech Integration Score Recognition Program. What this program allows you to do is you are able to use a badge on your website that says Ezra Group, integration score excellent or integration score superior, depending on what score you get. That can be used in any marketing capabilities or any emails or social media to let everyone know, hey, Ezra Group has validated our integrations and we are great. You also get access to some stuff that no one else has. We're having quarterly private webinars from the integration group team, Ezra Group integration team. You also get some private meetings with the team to help understand how the integration scores are working and how you can improve your score, what specifically, what areas you should focus on, what you should be building, what integrations you should build, or what other capabilities you could build to improve your score, as well as some discounts on Ezra Group Consulting. So if you are a wealth tech firm, you're looking for competitive analysis, pricing analysis, go-to-market strategies, being in the recognition program will get you a discount on consulting. And we're also building a vendor portal soon. Another a month or two, we'll launch that, press release that on our website, that vendors can log on to the portal and update their own integration data, which will then automatically update the score, and that'll be a much more distributed capability for everyone involved. All right. That's the end. You've hit the end of the Wealth Tech Integration Score and of the news for Ezra Group. But before you go, please head over to our website, ezragroup.com, and scroll to the bottom of the homepage and sign up for our newsletter. Once a month, you'll receive an email chock full of wealth management goodness, news, information, updates. You will not be disappointed. Thanks again for listening, and talk to you all again next time.